Hello and welcome to the morning sports briefing here on the 12th of December, Saturday, the 12th of December. That is. In the news today, we'll be talking about cricket, obviously the second test happening down there between New Zealand and the West Indies in Wellington. Also, we have a retirement in rugby. The 2021 Anz Premiership Schedule has been announced in the netball. We've got some more news from the America's Cup, and we'll bring you up to date with how the golf is going in the LPGA, where we have the US Women's Open, and they're on the course as we speak. Let's start off with the cricket then, at stumps on the first day of the second test between New Zealand and the West Indies. New Zealand were at 294 for 6. Henry Nicholls led the way with a score of 117 not out. He put up a couple of decent partnerships with Will Young chipping in with 43, Watling with 30, and Daryl Mitchell with 42. At the moment, he's with Carl James, who's just Jameson, who's just on 1 run. Yes, 294 for 6, and Nicholls having a decent innings there. On the bowling side of things, Shannon Gabriel with 3 wickets led the way for the West Indies. Also down in Nelson, West Indies, New Zealand A taking on West Indies A down there. And again, New Zealand batted first in that one as well, and reached the close at 264 for 4. Bracewell led the way with 93 and not out, but Tim Selford with 60, Mark Chapman with 45, and Ravindra with 30 not out, all chipped in as well there. A lot of bowlers being used. 9 bowlers were used by the West Indies on the day. Fabian Allen picked up 2 wickets in that one. Finally, over in Australia, and the Indians are playing Australia A, Indians being the India A team. And the Indians batted first, scoring 194. Jasprit Bumrah was stranded on 55 at the end. He scored that off just 57 balls there. Stranded there when Mohamed Shari got out on 22. Leading the bowling figures, Jack Wildermuth got 3 wickets off just 8 overs for 13 runs. Sean Abbott also chipped in with 3 wickets. In reply, the Australia A were all bowled out for 108. Alex Carey, the captain and wicketkeeper, also top scored with 32 runs there. Navdeep Shaini got 3 wickets off just 5.2 overs. Mohamed Shami also chipped in with 3 wickets there. So wow, that game is progressing very quickly there in both teams being getting through their first innings on the first day. Moving on then to the rugby, and Nigel Owens, the referee who refereed the 2015 Rugby World Cup final, has hung up his whistle. He has retired from international rugby after 100 tests. A great innings there for Nigel Owens in the rugby union. So hat tip to him, sir, and enjoys international retirement, but he looks like he's still going to be refereeing club rugby. And I'm sure we'll hear plenty of him on TV, etc., over in the UK. In the netball and the 2021 ANZ Premiership schedule has been announced. It'll start off with the Central Pulse versus the Stars. on the 18th of April. There'll be 45 games across 15 rounds with regular Monday evening games and also double headers on Sunday as well. So look forward to all of that action. Unfortunately, thankfully, my computer is back up. It disappeared there for a minute. Over in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, it's been first practice there, and Bottas led the way in the Mercedes there, and Lewis Hamilton is back after recovering from COVID to be driving in the second Mercedes, and he was second fastest in practice. He said it's not something I really want to go into deeply about. It was an experience for sure. I'm just happy to be back and grateful to be back with the team. But I said it's nice to see him healthy and back. You don't wish anyone to have a virus, and apparently it was not that mild. There we go. So it's a shame really that Lewis Hamilton, with his profile, won't let people know as to kind of what kind of experience it is like to have COVID. But there you go. He is back with back for the final Grand Prix of the season. Over in the America's Cup, and whilst we're about to see some action on the water next week, there has been some action off the water as well. So the strange thing about the America's Cup is that the winner decides the format for the next one and becomes the holder of the tournament, or the original organisers or the holders, New York Yacht Club, decided or has had a conference call with 30 yacht clubs and stakeholders to discuss the way that the tournament goes forwards. Obviously, if they don't win it, they don't have control of it. So it's purely an advisory position they've taken. But with just 4 syndicates, each spending over $100 million to get there, clearly there are cost is one of the issues they talked about. Other issues also the fact there is no regular sort of cycle for it, as each time it changes, that new team has to decide when and where the tournament will be. Also, there is a regular changing of the format as well. We've seen catamarans, mono hulls, all sorts of different designs of or different classes of boats. So should they also stick to a one set of or one format or one class of boats as well? So clearly lots of things to discuss about the future of the America's Cup. Moving on then to the golf, and at the end of the first round, Amelia Garvey carded 1 under par to sit 12th after the first round. Lydia Ko was 1 shot back on even par to sit 24th at the end of the first round. As I say, they are out on the course now on that second round. And Lydia Ko has moved to 1 under par and is tied 13th at the moment. And Amelia Garvey is 1 over par for the second round to mean evens over all, to be tied 25th in that one. Leading the way is Shibuno of Japan at 5 under par. So yes, clearly Lydia Ko and Amelia Garvey going well and still in contention in that one. As Simon Hughes says in the live chat, that less countries are interested in the America's Cup now, and that's true, and that's down to the TV numbers are down. Sponsors find it difficult to get involved, and that's why those conference calls and a change of format is being talked about in the America's Cup. Don't forget, you can join us live at 7 a.m. every single morning, 7 days a week, for the morning sports briefing here on New Zealand Sports Radio. We broadcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Also, you can listen to the recording of the show at your leisure via podcast as well. So just search for New Zealand Sports Radio on your favourite podcatcher, be that iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pocket Pods, or whatever your favourite podcatcher happens to be. Also in the golf, we have the DP Tour, World Tour Championship in the European Tour. Reed of the USA is leading that one at 10 under par after the second round. That is complete. There are no Kiwis involved in that tournament, unfortunately. Don't forget, this weekend we'll also be bringing you up to speed with the ISPS Handa Premiership in both the women's and the men's side. For the women, all three of their games are on Sunday. So I'll bring you those results on Monday morning. For the men, there are two games today. Wellington Phoenix playing Hawke's Bay United and Waitakere United taking on Hamilton Wanderers. So we'll bring you results of those tomorrow morning on the morning sports briefing. They also have two games on Sunday, which we'll bring you up to speed with on Monday as well. Also in the cricket, don't forget that on Sunday we'll see the Ford Trophy will be back in action as well, with the Otago Volts taking on Northern Districts, Auckland Aces taking Wellington Firebirds, and Central Stags taking on Canterbury. So again, we'll bring you up to speed with all those results on Monday morning. You have now, don't forget, also we'll bring you up to speed with the squash as well, with Joel King made it through to the semi-finals of the black ball competition over there in Egypt. Her semi-final is taking place right now, and obviously we'll bring you up to speed tomorrow with how that went. So lots of sport to stick around for, folks. Hope you're all having a wonderful start to your weekend, and we'll be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Have a wonderful day, folks.